Hi, my name is Zoe, but my friends call me Bear. I started gymnastics when I was 3. I love gymnastics, and all I can think about is what's next as I'm striving to earn a shot at the Olympics. Join me on my journey through my many struggles, triumphs, and accomplishments as I strive to conquer new goals and make my dreams a reality. Hello and welcome. Today we're finally going to be reviewing Regionals 2023 meet, and let's get started with vault.
Okay, anything you want to say about this vault before we roll the clip?
So whenever I was running, I got my steps messed up, which then made me hit the wrong end of the springboard, which gave me further to jump, and I didn't get any power from the springboard because the springiness is on the other side, which then made me skim the end of the mat.
Okay, let's take a look at it. Yep, sure enough, caught the end of the mat. Oops, wrong way. Let's try and go the right way. So there it is, catching your butt on the mat, basically, huh?
Yeah.
And looks like your hands weren't quite to the halfway point.
Yes.
They need to be where?
Like past the halfway point, really.
Okay.
But typically I'll reach past it, and also whenever I was coming down, because of the fact that I didn't have any power and I used it all to get up there, instead of blocking, I was just arched whenever I was coming down.
So right here?
Yes, and my feet split apart, and then I took a step on my landing.
Okay.
Or I might have taken a couple steps on my landing.
You mentioned you hit the springboard wrong.
Yes.
So there it is. That does look like a little far from the mat.
Yes, and my chest was down and my arms weren't by my ears.
Okay. Anything else you want to say?
My next one, it was better. Not the best I could do, but it was definitely better than this one. And it gave me a 9.250.
Okay. All right. Well, let's roll this clip and we'll take a look at it. Much closer to the mat.
Yes, and you could see how much further out I went rather than skimming the mat. And you can see like how I blocked. My chest was still down on the springboard, I think, but I did get up to a vertical handstand and I was past that halfway mark.
You say down on the springboard, you're talking right here?
Like once I'm on there, my chest is down rather than having my shoulders open.
Okay. But here you got past the halfway point on the mat, which is good.
To a vertical handstand.
To a vertical.
And then that was a really good, like, coming out. I wasn't necessarily hollow, but I wasn't really arched. And that probably helped my score. And I took a step, and my arms came down probably before they should have. But other than that, it was pretty good.
Okay. All right. And on to the next thing, which is bar, right?
Yes.
Oh, you got 7th place on vault.
Yes.
All right, here's your bar. Anything you want to say about your bar? What'd you do?
I did a kip, cast, back hip circle, under bar shoot, like soul circle thing. And I bent my arms in my kip, which didn't help my score, but I did get a 9.650, which is, this had been my 3rd meet competing my kip, I believe. And what's it called? My kip was definitely getting better, but my typical score with my kip is a 9.6, so it wasn't that bad.
Okay. All right, well, let's take a look at it. Then we'll come back and look at it frame by frame. And dismount. Okay.
Yeah, so you could see I bent my arms, and my feet definitely came apart a couple of times.
All right, so here, back to the beginning. So, looks like you got a good swing.
Yeah, my glide swing was pretty good.
There you're parallel to the ground.
Yes.
That's where you're supposed to be, right?
Yes.
And then toes to the bar.
They're a little bit apart, which isn't the best.
Okay. So we really got to work on pointing. That seems to be a common theme.
Yeah, I think I've been getting better at it, but that still is one thing that needs to be worked on a lot.
Okay. As we push your kip up.
I bent my arms and my feet, they're pointed and better together, but they're still not the best that they could be.
Okay. All right. And here you got a circle.
Back hip circle.
Back hip circle, right?
Yes.
Looks to me like your feet weren't perfectly even, but your toes were
Better.
And then your dismount.
I bent my knees a little bit, but other than that, it was
Right here.
Yes.
You're talking? Okay.
Right there, as well as like just in it, but other than that, I stuck the landing.
Okay. All in all, felt good about it though?
Yes.
All right. And you got first place in your group on bars.
Yes.
All right. Here's your balance beam. Anything you want to say about your balance beam routine?
Well, it's kind of funny because I did a handstand, and I kicked up and I got to vertical, and then I started to go over, so I almost started walking, but then I just kind of shuffled my hand. I did pick it up a little bit, but not too much. And you can kind of tell, but it's not that bad. And then my brawny dismount wasn't the best because I didn't really go up or out. I just went straight down.
Okay. Well, let's take a quick look at the whole routine, and then we'll come back and look at the elements individually, okay?
Yep.
So this is your handstand coming up.
Yeah, there you can see my shuffle with my hands. And then my turn, I stuck it. My back leg was a little bit bent in that split leap, or split jump. And you can see how I just went straight down in that brawny.
Yeah, you had your chin down.
Yes. I also landed really close to the ground.
Yep.
But you can see rather than going up and having power in it, I started going straight down.
Okay. All right, let's go back to the beginning. All right, so your mount.
Yeah. My mount wasn't bad at all, I don't think.
Okay. And then here comes your handstand.
You can see my left hand, I pick it up and like shuffle it over, and my feet aren't all the way together. But other than that, I got up to vertical and my feet were decently pointed.
Okay. And from there, we got people walking in front of the camera.
Yep.
All right, so your leap.
Split jump.
Sorry, split jump. Like
my
your toes are
back
pointed.
leg was bent a little bit, but my feet were pretty pointed.
Okay. And then what comes up next?
Just poses.
Poses.
And then my brawny,
Okay.
which I went straight down on as we talked about.
Okay.
Up next is floor.
Floor. Anything you want to say about floor? Got second place on beam.
It was definitely like a comeback because earlier this season I had done my leap and I fell and twisted my ankle, which got me an 8.005, and that was my lowest score ever. But then here I got my highest score ever of a 9.850, and it was very nice.
Okay.
And it felt like a comeback.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and watch it.
Come on, baby.
My feet were flexed and my knees were a little bit bent, but
All right. So you mentioned somewhere early on here there was.
Yeah, in my aerial, you can like see my left foot, right foot, left.
Looks like this one's more.
One of them is bent,
Okay.
and my toes are flexed. But other than that, it was a pretty good aerial.
Okay, came down nice and solid.
Yes.
And then you had a little bit of dance. Now this is something that has given you problems in the past, right? Your turn?
Yes, my turn. Sometimes I'll fall out of it, whereas when you just like don't rotate all the way and you basically just like fall out of it and take a step before you're supposed to. But that one I did stick pretty well.
Okay, yeah, that looked good. And then on these steps, everything looked pretty clean.
Yes.
How about your leaps?
If you go a little bit further forward, you can see that my back leg isn't completely in line and my facial expression isn't the best, but we don't talk about that. But my side leap was pretty good. My knees could have been higher up to like the ceiling, just like straight up to the ceiling, but it was pretty good.
All in all, happy with it?
Yes.
Okay. And then tell me about this roll.
So it's basically a roll, and then we were told to basically swim, which it was really fun. A bunch of people changed theirs to something else, but I kept mine as that because I just found it really fun.
Yeah, it looks fun to me.
And in those steps back there, where I did like the skips backwards, I had a problem with just like taking steps back, and if you don't have some sort of acro,
So this right here, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
it gives you a deduction. And so my coaches told me to do backward skips, and I kept forgetting every time, but then this time I remembered, and I think that really helped my score.
Okay, and here we've got what?
Round off back handspring.
Okay.
I could have gotten my feet together a little bit sooner, but other than that, it was pretty good. I bent my knees a little bit, actually. I hadn't seen that before.
And your back handspring.
Yeah, like right there, my knees are
Oh
bent.
yeah.
I
Okay.
didn't see that before, and I'm
didn't
very
either.
archy. But I got a good rebound and I stuck it,
Okay.
and then the end is just acro.
Yeah.
And
All right. All in all, happy with the way it went.
yes,
Very good. All right, now second place on that. Most important part.
all around.
First place, Zoe,
Yes.
and we get top of the podium.
Yeah.
That's your first time at the top of the podium in a while, isn't it?
No.
No? Well, overall.
I think I got it like once or twice throughout the other seasons.
Oh.
But it
okay.
was nice because I got last place whenever I hurt myself.
Yeah. So it was good to do well.
Especially at regionals.
Yeah.
And North Carolina got first place.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Okay.
it was definitely the best meet. And someday we'll do states.
Sounds good.
Goodbye. Thanks for watching.